And finally, we're back. Hello, Bloodstains. 3 weeks of ineptitude. Great feats of ineptitude, if you would. Let's think. You were asleep yesterday.
I was.
You were hungover last week because it was your birthday. Happy birthday,
right.
by the way.
I noticed nobody posted on my wall. At least I know what you all think of me. It's a joke, guys. It's fine.
And the week before was completely my fault. Let's get into this. Snobby Snobs versus Freddy's Nightmares. That was your one, Alistair. What happened?
It was. So, the High Elves I think they opted to receive. Managed to catch the ball. This was the kickoff. It's quite close to the line of scrimmage. The Necro are actually able to put up quite a good screen. Now he's got a golem that acts a bit like a linchpin for him. The High Elves run somebody in the backfield ready to receive, but the werewolf stuns him. The golem gets KO'd, and that kind of has a knock-on effect to the necro defense. The agility 5 High Elf also leaps over the line. He runs another receiver down into the backfield, runs the thrower back to protect him because he's a little bit exposed. The Edge 5 guy goes down. And then there's a lightning bolt on the thrower with the ball. He gets injured. The werewolf gets stunned on the blitz, the last remaining werewolf. Oh, he's got, Lauren Chain, who's the star player. The High Elves get to the ball because the werewolf stunned at this point. He was the one that was probably going to go and pick it up. There's a long pass to the marked remaining receiver. He catches the ball. And a fairly quick touchdown. And then the golem comes back, which is good news for Barry. Ghoul gets the ball close to the line of scrimmage. The High Elves have a fairly thin line of defense at that point. They're fast, so we can rearrange it. By the second turn, the Necro aren't really making enough gains to get up the field. It's not turn 2. I think it's like turn 6 by this point. He moves his werewolf upfield. The ball carrier gets blocked and gets KO'd. I mean, he retrieves the ball, but he just hasn't got the time left to move it up to the field, so we go in a half time 1-0. The Edge 5, it gets injured. That's it. The Edge 5 gets injured in the opening moves. Ball carrier is able to pick up the ball. He opens up down the flank. The Necro managed to get the ball at this point, but he passes to the werewolf. The werewolf gets a chance to use catch, but he rolled up a 1. The end of that. That was hilarious. And it was interesting. So the werewolf's gone down with both downs at this point. Dodge would have saved him from one going down and stuff like that. So yeah, the one-time catch could have did pay. No, sorry, no catch for you. So it's marked. There's a bit of toing and throwing over the ball. They're having a little bit of a scrum over it. But the High Elves, just having the higher agility, are able to get that ball. He fails a handoff. And then re-rolls that. But he's able to hand off, do a pass, and just gets the second touchdown. I appear to be missing a touchdown in my notes, but the ball goes deep. The goal goes to get it. I think at this point, Chris is able to basically just go through the line. Yeah, sorry guys, my notes trail off a bit at this point, but there was definitely a third touchdown in there. So it was an interesting game. Barry played reasonably well. The dice felt about right. I mean, they were both failing at pinnacle time. The lightning bolt, did do something. It was just a shame his werewolf got stunned. The one player that could have capitalized onto that. But yeah, overall, I say it was an interesting game to watch.
Let's look at the dice. We can see Freddy's Nightmares. That's quite a lot of ones, but compared to most of his dice, you could consider himself a little bit unlucky. As you said, he got unlucky on his catch. 40% catch when you're edge free mainly. It's a bit unlucky. Everything else does seem to be within margin of error, except even pickup. Was it raining?
No.
It wasn't raining. Yeah, so the pickups he's considered himself unlucky as well. If we look at his punching dice though, nothing too untoward there. Actually, slightly low amount of both downs relative to everything else, but yeah, is what it is. Both downs probably don't necessarily help him more than the elves.
The dice spread's okay, and surprisingly for Barry, he only did 2 1-dice blocks that whole game. So,
and if we look at Chris's dice, 36 ones. That's not good.
Not good.
His dodges are slightly low, but probably within margin of error. Catches low. How much catching and tackle zones is he doing? Quite a lot of catching and tackle zones.
Quite a fair amount, yeah.
Alright, then
Yeah,
that'll explain that then. Anything else surprising there? No, nothing really. Armor held up well, but yeah. Looking at his block dice, slightly high amount of stuns and slightly low amount of both downs. Everything else seems to be... Sorry, slightly high amount of stumbles and slightly low amount of both downs.
Yeah, his spread looks alright. He hasn't got many double skulls or anything.
How many 1 dice did he make?
It looks like he only made 2 as well.
1 with a reroll. Yeah, only 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good going.
I made a 1 dice block in my game. It didn't work. Right then, neither of them have got any level ups according to Spike OVH, but we'll check their teams anyway because it's been a while.
Yeah, let's have a.
Let's start looking at Freddy's Nightmares. 11:30 TV.
Yeah, they might have bought players or something.
They might have bought players, but we're not looking at. Let's see.
His ghoul got missed next game.
Diving catch is a good skill on the ghoul. Again, he hasn't got a passing player yet though, so he's got all these. He's getting these catching skills, but he hasn't got a passing player to do the throws.
And it's interesting who he's going to choose to do that.
I reckon it's going to be a blitzer. It's whoever gets a double, I think. It's whoever gets a double and has edge 3. So
it's got Mighty Blow and a white. I don't think he had that last time we looked, and that's not a bad skill. Maybe most people would have taken guard, but Mighty Blow will get him leveled up. So,
skill. Yeah, Mighty Blow gets you more progression. And if we look at the Snobty Snobs.
Oh, wrong. Now I have teams.
Okay. Oh, things have glitched out there. Yeah, press the wrong button. Snobty Snobs. No, it's...
So he came out of it reasonably unscathed.
I think they're still the highest TV team in the league. Yeah, unscathed. That's a lot of players, a lot of stuff. Are they in the running still? They might be if everything goes their way. Let's see.
We'll have a look at that. His lineman has
a
plus move.
They are the outside bet. If all results go they are the outside bet. So
they have to win their next match.
They have to win and hope Goodies and IDF, who are playing each other next week, draw.
Okay, that's within that as possible. I think the lineman, the plus move lineman's new. It's obviously a good choice.
Plus movement wrestle's a good idea. Maybe strip ball next or tackle. Make it a crossfield sapper. Obviously, edged up player. I just realised you don't actually even need an edge by player because you're dodging through anything tackle zones quite easily, so dodge would have been just as good. But League doesn't have access to a reroll, so obviously dodge is probably next on that player. But yeah, this team looks solid. I suspect we'll see them for another season because there's lots of players and they're not quite there yet, are they?
That's it. Yeah, just needs to still level up a bit more.
Let's go to game 2. My game.
Yes.
The Barmy Army did exactly what you expect them to do. I had a plan in my head, and I didn't follow it at all. So I've got a very short amount of notes for this one. I received the ball in the first half, did a standard 2-turn elf touchdown. Where the slightly interesting thing about it is because it was raining, I failed my first catch. The ball scattered into a catcher adjacent to it, who then got the catch. Scored the touchdown, dodging through a tackle zone from the Bull Centaurs to make the score 1-0. And then, Phil does his standard stuff going upfield. I nearly stopped him at the end. He gets a bit of luck. I think I calculated the odds. The play he played the last turn had a 20% chance of succeeding with a reroll, and he got the 20% chance. But that's Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
If I stopped that, might have got a draw, but I was quite a few players down at this point anyway. Second half,
it wasn't.
yeah. So that first half took about 1 hour. It was very tactical, lots of thinking involved. Second half, Phil managed to pitch clear me in 20 minutes. So that's how chores work. So yeah, 2-1. I got 2 players back on the touchdown line on turn 16, so not enough for a 1-turn touchdown. Didn't get anything that would help out, so went for a vanity pass at the end. Yeah. Luckily for me, the only player that got injured was a player that I was already resigned to the dust books. It was a niggling injury player. Did have block and dodge, but sometimes you just have to accept it. So yeah, let's looking at the dice. Let's go straight to dice. The Barmy Army, not many dice rolled. Though for an Edge 2 team, that's nice. That's nice dodge. That's nice dodge rolls.
Yeah.
Actually, no, too fair. It's within margin of error. Going for it, all 6 were successful, but again within margin of error. Funnily enough. Intercept failed. Again, 1 in 6 chance. Nothing too surprising there at all. Looking at his block dice. Both lucky and unlucky at the same time.
Yeah, 1 double skull.
Yeah, it was quite a crucial double skull. It did allow me to get the pressure on him in the first half of that double skull.
Besides that, not too bad a spread.
Yeah, nothing's too good. He's lucky. He's got a nice amount of powers. Looking at my d6. Phil made an astute observation. 42% armor. That's not good. And we worked out that most of these 5s and 6s that I've got are me rolling my own armor to get injured. It was quite ridiculous. I think it took him 3 turns before he failed an armor break. And that's 3 turns both sides. It was quite ridiculous.
32 dodges. That's about right for your team.
32 dodges. Well, yeah. I was just running away by the end of the game. Even with the amount of running away I was making, that's quite a high percentage. But I'm surviving, just about. Second place is in the league, so yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I was going to say it wasn't a pinnacle match for either of you. You know, you're going to retain your position, win or lose. So
yeah, 2 potential finalists having scoping each other out. I think it was basically.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Rob. I said potential finalists. Looking at the block dice. That's a lot of skulls. I didn't realise I got so many skulls. But
yeah, your spread is okay, kinda. It's hard to low amount of block dice, but seeing as you got pitch cleared in the second half, surprisingly low on the 1 dice blocks, but you did well there.
1 dice blocked. That was against the Bull Centaur on turn 7 to try and knock down the ball. Try and knock him down. Or was it turn 6? Whatever. Anyway, and he got injured in that. He got injured from that block as well. So don't make 1 dice blocks. Bad for you.
Yeah, try to avoid them.
So yeah, let's looking at our teams. We're gonna go with the Barmy Army first. Where is the Barmy Army? Alright. I'm gonna quickly get a spike because that will tell me if there's been any level ups here. Army has 1 level up. Barry on the Roids the second has gained Stand Firm.
Yeah, that
Yep.
makes sense.
Yeah, Daniel's been working very well with Stand Firm. Lots of pitch control. I think that will be a very useful skill. If we look at my team next, because there's nothing else really surprising about it, it's just a standard Chorf team.
Yeah, it did look like anything had changed.
My only level up was Cesar, who's gained block, because I'm starting to run low on block, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've got it on some pinnacle players, I guess, but
Ivan Helguera has also gained block.
yeah, block's always a good choice anyway.
Just I was low on block. I think I need block.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing surprising there. I was contemplating leader, but I think no, I just need more block. Then we go to Matt versus Willem. This is also my game. Because otherwise I'd be reporting on Alistair's match. So this one I've got a bit more substantial note. Matt picks up the ball, puts it in what looks like a safe position. This is quickly undone by a 2 dice blitz from the strengthened up, edged up, movement up blitzer, who gets the ball. Ball carrier is knocked over, and Matt gets the ball into a safe position. Wizard is used to stun 2 goats and kill a third. The regen fails. The ball is loose. It's collected by Willem's super blitzer, and he takes 2 turns to stroll in the touchdown. Though it wouldn't have been a stroll if Matt didn't fail a GFI. 1-0. Matt manages to set up a wall in the second drive, but somehow Willem's blitzer finds a door and applies the pressure to the ball carrier. This pays off a turn later when the ball is loose, unable to pick the ball up and escape though. Matt gets the ball and tries to get far enough field, but this is stopped he's stopped in his tracks before he can score. Half time, 1-0. Willem wastes his first turn of the second half. On his first roll, he rolls a pickup. Second roll, he rolls a throw. He fails the 3+ roll. Throw is inaccurate, and he wastes the reroll. It looks like Willem's going to be punished from this, but he pulls out some BS to get the ball. Back and forth happens for a bit. On the way, Willem is on his way to the end zone, keeping ahead of his back and forth. Willem's blitzer manages to just nab the ball, and yet again run in for a touchdown. 2-0. Matt significantly up players, unable to make the amounts count fast enough, so he only scores 1, strolling it in at the end. 2-1. Yeah. Nothing too surprising, apart from Willem's blitzer not being killed. Like, that blitzer needs to be killed. I think it's also got a niggling injury as well, so it might be a player that gets targeted. It absolutely dominated the game. Anyway, let's look at the dice rolls. Alistair.
Yes.
Look at the dice rolls. Anything stand out to you?
My past all these really stupid rolls. Fireball.
Fireball.
Does the 3 successes, did it do something?
Yes, it killed someone and stunned 2 players and let Willem score his first touchdown. I think that 5 failed catches is a bit unlucky, but none of them are from pass rolls. They're all from a single play where the ball just kept going back and forth when the ball in the scrum near the end of the halves.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate.
Nothing too. That's fine. Looking at his block dice, that's a lot of dice rolled, and that's not really that good a dice. Considering he's rolled 50 pushes, 15 powers is a bit low.
Loads and loads of double pushes, pushing skulls. Yeah, he was doing a lot of pushing the other team around a bit.
Yeah, he didn't injure. He injured quite a few players, but none of them were significant players. And funny enough, one dice that I've counted so far. One dice.
Yeah.
If we look at the Leviathans and we look at their D6s, D6s are fine. Going for it's slightly high, but let's think. That's probably close to margin of error. Yeah, that's fine. Armor's held up quite well. Foul appearance, failed all times it was used. Pickups, he can be slightly hard done by, but again within margin of error. Likewise with catches and passes, all failed. Not good for an elf team. Looking at the block dice though, they make up for it. You could say everything is within margin of error apart from those skulls. 10 to 14.
You can see.
Yeah, 10 to 14 is slightly high, but again, it is just within margin of error. Two skulls.
It looks.
Lots of one dice though. Tut tut tut. Willem.
Well, I think his one dice might be a bit more acceptable if he was getting down on the players. Maybe I mean. But yeah, there's quite a few, isn't there?
Well, and Ethan R is a named player, so he had access to his rerolls with that player. Yeah, all the players. Yeah, he never tried to use a reroll on a loner. I think. I'll just check that with the D6s. Yeah, never used the because remember he's down quite a lot of players, so quite a lot of his team is actually just journeyman. But he never used it against. Never used a reroll with his journeyman because I don't think he needed to really. So yeah. Yeah, Willem felt he was lucky. I spoke to him after the game. He said he felt he was very lucky to get the result. I'm thinking over the course of a season, it's probably averaged out for him.
Yeah.
So let's look at Matt's team first. The Forgotten Refrigerators. Right then, I'll just quickly get the app up and let's find out what they've not got. As you can see, down a goat, as I said. Jerry the goat though has now got tackle.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good choice. That was strip ball, but tackle's probably the right choice. I have a feeling this team's got one or two more seasons in it as well. It started out as one of the highest TV teams, didn't it?
It did.
Another thing to note is he's lost a strength up warrior.
Yes, I think he lost that in a game that I watched. I think it was fouled by Liam, I believe.
It wasn't against me, it was in the game before me. And then let's have a look at Willem's team, the Leviathans. Despite being down so many players, they are still at 930 TV because look at an Aryan defender. So much SPP.
And he's got a couple of wins under his belt. I know he got a bit dejected saying, "Oh, I got another destroyed team," and obviously that was the recap that didn't get uploaded. But yeah, to see Willem, that's elves. You know, you've got to just use the players you've got, and you have to do a bit of rebuilding. But this team definitely has another season in it.
Yeah, I think play at least 3 seasons. Take the good and the bad. I reckon you've actually got. You should learn from playing through the pain, and you will definitely get this team to the playoffs at some point.
Oh, you're definitely more the elf player than me. I find him now. I would say if I can get at least one catcher.
Yes, a catcher because it means you can then make your SPP rolls with your 1 SPP rolls for an Ethan R easier. Because if you're like, okay, it's near the end of a half, I'm not going to score. Here's a vanity pass, and Ethan R gets the vanity pass, he gets a level up. And that's block, probably. But yeah, it's nice to see Willem with fan factor. Let's put it that way.
That's right. And you've got to be careful with the defender, of course, to not make sure he's not too much of a star player point hog, because it's going to be very tempting to continuously score with him.
You need some catchers to take that. You need some catchers to take the pain off him. But yeah, that's that game. And now we're on to Grandpa the Goodies versus Dude Where's My Chameleon.
Yeah, this was a bloodbath. Poor old Ken. So the kickoff is quite close to the line of scrimmage. In the opening thing, the Saurus runs down, blitzes Nigel Farage the werewolf, and KOs him off the pitch. So it could look like a strong opening there for the Lizards. He picks up the ball, runs a bit back, but Liam is able to break through the line a bit and is able to blitz up a werewolf, injures a skink, and then bases the ball carrier. Where he blitzes, Ken's able to blitz the werewolf off, but I think he fails a dodge roll. The werewolf manages to dodge out and hit the ball carrier again. The ball lands between two Sauruses. There's a bit of backwards and forwarding. The ball ends up bouncing fairly in favor of the Necro. Ken one dices gets both down with a Saurus without block, so re-rolls it into a skull. That was it for poor old Ken. The werewolf moves in, secures the ball, but allowing a ghoul to come and pick it up. So Liam's actually got a proper ball carrying ghoul, which is freeing the werewolves up to go and hit stuff. Another skink gets injured. The croc both downs, gets a loner, allowing the ghoul to just run up the pitch with it. Saurus gets KO'd, two skinks get KO'd, and Liam's just able to touch down on turn 5. So quite a strong opening half for Liam there. The werewolf returns, or the lizard KOs return. The lizards are actually able to hold off the net for the rest of this. The Necro also returned the favour and one dice it and skull it twice. The lizards KO a white. There's a bit of a flank open. The skink starts running down, but it's turn 8. I don't think either of them realised what turn it was at that point. But the ball carrying skink gets hit by a ghoul and he gets injured. Then a white injures a Saurus. At half time, there's 5 lizards injured off the pitch, a mixture of Sauruses and skinks. They both get the ref. The kickoff again is quite close to the line of scrimmage. Another Saurus is injured. A white gets injured with no regen. Then a skink gets injured. Lightning bolts on the ghoul, and the lightning bolt fails. It was not Ken's game, unfortunately. The ghoul's just the lizards are not entirely pitch cleared, but it was an easy 2 touchdowns for Liam at that point. And of course, we got to watch with Liam is as soon as he starts getting that player disadvantage on you, he's just going to keep fouling you and try to pitch clear you as quickly as he's possible. He's done it to me multiple times, So I think the grab by the ghoulies game, having a ghoul ball carrier now has made them a lot deadlier on the pitch because, like I said, it frees up the werewolves, and the werewolves are just getting in there and hitting things. The sidestep pulled off with the werewolf this game is difficult with the wolves. They don't have strength access, so you really wanted to try and get a double for like guard or mighty blow or something like that. Probably mighty blow on the strength for one. But that was an interesting game. But poor old Ken just got smashed to pieces, unfortunately.
Poor Ken.
Yes.
That bodes well for me, I guess. They're playing him in my final game. Let's look at the dice rolls. Liam's dice. His d6s aren't particularly amazing. Let's see. Anything surprising there, Alistair?
No, nothing really. I mean, 2 pickups. The whole game is interesting. 1 dodge roll in the whole game. But he was just trying to smash his way through the lizards, basically.
Can you hear that woodpecker sound? It sounds like a woodpecker tapping.
No.
It's funny enough, as I mention it, it's disappeared.
That was me jigging my leg. I've stopped jigging my leg.
Okay. Looking at the block dice though, his block dice are good. If we look at any 1 dice, 1 dice, 2 1 dice, 3 1 dice, Actually, it's only one
Better.
dice. No, it's only 2 1 dice. Because that's
Better.
re-rolled, but where's the re-roll to it? I have no idea. But yeah.
But not a bad spread on the card.
If we look at the littered dice, that's a lot of dice rolls in itself. Armor's actually held up okay, because you've got to average the skinks with the sauruses there, so I think his armor's actually held up okay there. Casualties is unlucky.
The injury rolls, the casualties not great. Yeah.
Dodging, he's probably where it's expected. Bonehead, yeah, within unlucky, but within the margin of error. Loner fails 3 times. Oof. Big oof. Pickups within margin of error and go for it, so whatever they are. Looking at his block dice, his dice, nothing too surprising there. They're all within margin of error, everything there with his block dice.
Yeah.
Let's go look at level ups. We'll go to the winners first. We are from the Ghoulies. We're going to one level up from this particular game, and that was Remainer. Yes, it was Remainer, who's gained Sure Feet. So it's not just a ball carrier, he's a bit of a ball runner there. I suspect they don't have access to passing skills, but yeah, they don't have access to passing skills.
I think they're a general in agility.
Yeah. I mean, you might consider catch on your second one, just so you can hand it off to do some shenanigans with that and just get them both scoring.
Oh, he's bought his second ghoul now. Yeah, I think now he's. The problem he was having before was his ghouls kept dying. I think now he's seeing this one pay off. He's going to be able to work this one into his game a little bit better.
I suspect he got a lot hard for early season when he was playing teams like Phil and Matt and Liam.
Down a white for the next game.
Down a white for the next game's going to be a bit of a shame. He's playing. Yeah, it's very interesting the next round of games because we'll get to that. Yeah. Chaw, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Claw's going to be very useful in the next game, I suspect. We'll see what happens. If we go to Dude Where's My Comedian, Ken's team. Yeah. Now we've got some interesting things here. We've got a lot of level ups here. So let's start with Tersaur. Armor downed Saurus. Is that a keep or is that a sack?
Sack.
Even though he's got a level up.
Yeah, I'd sack him. But you know.
And then we've got Lockies.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry.
Armor down, yeah. And if we look at the movement down skink. Would you sack it if that's on a double? Would you sack it?
Oh God, I see what it rolled. Yeah, I would see what it rolled and then go from there. I mean,
if it's a double or a stat up, probably keep it. If it's imagine if it's a double or an edge or a strength edge. If it's a double or an edge, keep it. I wouldn't keep it. I wouldn't get the strength up. I think I'd choose the double skill because strength 3 skink isn't that amazing.
You could hang on to the Saurus with the minus armor and the minus move, I guess. I mean, the AV8 Saurus might end up taking care of itself, of course. Yeah, I would probably level him up, take the block, and just see how he does. But yeah, with that skink, see what he rolls. If he doesn't roll a double, get rid of him.
Probably hire another skink as well, because he's got enough money for us, another skink. But yeah.
Yeah, you buy high, get yourself another skink.
We now come to IDF versus Flight of the Lizards, the game of the week. If we're talking about significance of this game. Game starts. Leon grabs the ball, tries to break the line early, but runs into a wall of tackle. Ball's loose. Daniel gets the ball safe, but a fireball turns the drive into quite the scrum. It looks like Daniel's going to be It looks like it's going to be Daniel's half, but Leon's is doing just enough. Until a poorly timed Snake Eyes on turn 8 leaves an easy pickup, followed by a handoff to the Bull Centaur, who breaks the deadlock right on half time. Second half starts with Daniel killing a Saurus, but the ball is not made safe. The pressure that Leon applies plays off. Leon chooses to delay for a turn. It almost backfires when he's blitzed down by Bull Centaur, but the ball lands favourably and he's able to collect it a turn later. Second drive of the second half, Daniel this time puts a lot of protection around the ball. He really doesn't want Leon to steal this. I think settling for a draw maybe is going to be what's happening here. Brings a lot of support back to the party. Stunty Skinks take a dice uphill to tap the ball. The ball is still in many tackle zones. Daniel fails a ball pickup, turning the second part of the half into a drive. It's a bit of a scrum. 1-1 it ends. I think Leon played poorly. He tried to rush his first goal. Got lucky in the second half. But again, I see this what he did as poor play. It might just be I just don't understand lizard play. But I felt he didn't show enough respect to the claw that the claw and the chorfs themselves. He did get punished for that early on. I think he might have learned his lesson a bit later in the game, but I felt like he had the win and he didn't play it right. Then again, Daniel did play a solid game. Yeah. Nothing can be considered too surprising. But yeah, just a solid Chorf performance. I think could have done better from Leon. Looking at dice rolls, IDF first. Wild Animal did make a couple of moves. Nothing too surprising. Quite low on the pickups, but quite a lot of it was in tackle zones because most of the game was a scrum.
Yeah.
Anything too surprising there? Doesn't look like it.
No, it's about right.
Everything's fine. Dodge rolls. Dodge rolls are 50-50, but again, that's within margin of error. Or should be 50-50, but within margin of error. Block dice. As average as he could have got, I think, looking at those dice. Like, nothing at all surprising.
And the spread's pretty good for him.
And one dice is going to be more favourable for Daniel than for Leon because one dice is a 50-50 that the player goes down for most of Leon's team. If we look at Leon's D6s, successful on 3 pickups. Armour, that's a lot of armour breaks that he's having to deal with. Anything surprising? Oh, quite high on the go for it, but again with a margin of error. Slightly low on dodge. So, yeah, remember that it's still a 3+, but yeah, actually that's within margin of error, but it is low on the side of the margin of error. Bonehead again with margin error. Nothing too surprising there at all. It's not been too hard done by. Looking at his block dice though, that's a low amount of pushes compared to skulls and pals. It seems that
looks like he had.
You can say I guess it's a little bit unlucky. Bit unlucky.
He only got one.
Yeah, a little.
One double skull.
But yeah. Let's move on to their teams. We're going to go with the IDF first. Anything changed? It doesn't look like it. Maybe piling on the... Oh, it's piling on the Minotaur is new. That is definitely new. So, Minotaur has now got piling on. That's a great choice. No, that's a terrible choice. I think that's an awful choice.
I would pretend... I don't know about that one edge ball. It's only leveled up twice. Edge 1,
Mm.
but using them as full cap. So
I think you need to unplug and replug your mic in again quickly.
hang on.
Yeah, the only level up is piling on. Probably not the choice I would make. My experience with Minotaurs, maybe guard, maybe break tackle, but certainly not piling on. Because your armor 8, so you're within fouling. You're within motivation to be fouled. Guard is always going to still be useful, and to be fair, he has got quite a lot of guard. Maybe stand firm, I don't know, but I definitely wouldn't take Napoleon.
Sorry, back.
So what do you think about piling on the Minotaur?
On the Minotaur, yeah, the only thing I would say about that is the ground a lot, and yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's the best choice. I think stand firm or guard or break tackle, anything.
Break tackle. I would have probably gone for break tackle. But it's not like. Yeah.
We're going to go to Leon's team now. Flight the Lizards. They lost one of their movement up skinks. Sorry, the movement ups. The only snakes and geckos. Only snakes and geckos. A movement down Saurus has been sacked. I think he was killed actually. Everyone loves lizards. He's got a level up. Oh, guard. Oh, that's a good choice. I like it.
It's interesting. I mean, the thing with it, he could have taken it as a double, he could hands or block, but I think it is an intro. The only thing with that is going to be basic is with skin. It'll pull off. But he's already got diving tackle on another one. So, but it's actually, he's got 2 skinks that have rocked. He's almost got a 1-turn move.
Yeah, the 2 skinks. The 2 movement up skinks are the 2 block doubled skinks are going to make the team here, aren't they?
It's sort of just they take a long time. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, they do take a long time, don't they? This is one team that's also within reason, within the fighting, in position to win, getting themselves in the playoffs. Leon and Daniel are in charge of their own destiny here. We'll talk about that in a second. I believe we've got one more game to talk about. It is your game, Alistair. 4-1 to the Roland Rats. I don't think we're surprised at this result, to be honest. That team is scary.
Yeah, that's I mean, it started as it meant to go on with, thrower in pick white, double one against any Skaven team. Never mind the Rats. Any Skaven team is a potential. But I did manage to recover. He did because he picked it up with Slippery Simon. I managed to get Simon down. The ball got loose. But he was right into my path because the kickoff.
Can you re-plug in your mic again?
Oh, hang on.
We did call this one featuring technical difficulties, but I think we've already used that one. Let's get the statistics quickly. Yeah, more ball possession. That's not surprising. Anyway, from the start.
I just continue. So yeah, it was quite much. Okay, so to kick off, I failed to pick. She double ones on a re-roll. Ball launch against any Skaven team with potential touchdown. Skaven, but obviously doubly so for the Rats for Slippery Simon. Slippery Simon runs in, picks up the ball, but I'm able to blitz him, get him down, pick it up, this time with the Edge 5 girl, and this time she actually managed to do it. But at this point, he's quite deep into my half. He's managed to get Angry Joe down, and Angry Joe's quite well protected, so I'm not really able to get to him. So I'm just trying to screen off a little bit. So Rob did say he probably would have swapped the positioning between my blitzers and lines, because where I had my blitzers made them susceptible to Angry Joe. I do actually manage to protect the ball carrier and get her all the way up to the other end of the pitch. But at that point, Angry Joe's actually on the ground, and I've taken casualties at this point. I take a lot of casualties going, and I went, I'm going to foul him. I had a 3-assist foul on him, and I thought, I'm going to take it. I could throw the game, but and I did nothing except get my player sent off. So that was fun.
You didn't even break armor?
No, nothing. It was
yeah, have a snake eyes on the house.
It was. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. But I did get the one touchdown in. That was my one touchdown for the whole game. And then, of course, he gets the ball. He's got a one-turn touchdown capability. I'm setting up backfield at this point. And said to him, I don't know why I'm bothering. We'll just leap over the line. And he says, yes. I told I just don't roll a 1 and I score. I was like, yeah. But I was like, I'm not putting them. I wasn't going to put my team further forward because I wanted to keep them out of the way of Angry Joe. And he was, he got the touchdown. And that was it. I mean, and then Angry Joe. And it wasn't even just Angry Joe, by the way. This was, I mean, a line rat injured one of my players. It was just insane. And into the second half, I was just he could just do whatever he wanted. I had a go at stopping him. I did kill a gutter runner, that he pocked it and took the death because I think it was a minus armor or a minus edge or something like that. So he took the death. So he lost the gutter runner. But yeah, I mean, at one point I had 3 players left to pitch, and that's what I was dealing with. And no chance. It's a miracle he only beat me 4-1, So yeah. But I only one real permanent injury on the team, and I let it go because it was a lung leveled up line woman, and I just replaced her. I just let her die rather than use my apothecary. Because of course he was going for the Edge 5 strength 4 thrower. She got out alive though. So yeah, it was. I had a couple of opportunities in the game. I tried to do some long throws and try to pull off some, but I just didn't get the dice in order to even get another touchdown. It was just, yeah. So yeah, I don't think I'm surprised with that result.
Popping into dice rolls, Roland Rat. Nothing too surprising. That strikes out at me. Slightly high on armor for armor value 7. But I suppose you won't make him any blocks, and of course he has got some armor value 8 players. Nothing really sticks out at me. Looking at his block dice, a lot of dice made, probably slightly unlucky. The actual amount of damage he did, not doing enough damage. He should probably expect about 20 at least on pals and stumbles, but yeah, it is what it is. He's also got quite a low amount of skulls, so giveth and taketh away. Looking at your D6s, your dodge actually about what you're expecting for an edge free team, just slightly low, but again within margin of error.
All my players have dodge skill as well.
You only reroll fails, so it actually means your numbers are going to be lower, not higher. Yeah, nothing else too surprising. Very low on armor, but I suspect he's making a lot of fouls. I take it your armor was broken quite a lot.
It was, yes.
Looking at your block dice, you can actually say your block dice are, again, giveth and taketh away, actually. Your dice are unlucky, but at the same time they're lucky. Lot of skulls, though. That's a lot of skulls. You can never say that you you can never say that you were lucky unless the other person's got that many skulls. Yeah, let's pop straight into the Teams, we'll look at yours first. Because one thing that we should note, your catcher from a while back, who had no skills, now has 3 skills.
Skills.
2 skills and a stat up.
2 skills. So, I know she only leveled up twice. She's got block and a plus move. She starts with dodge and catch.
Yeah.
So yeah, took the plus move. So she's now found a place in the team. Basically, that's good. That's for where she is. They're just missing next games on the injuries.
Yeah. No level ups. No level ups from this game specifically.
No.
But yeah, piling on probably was the right choice there because I think that's new as well. Piling on.
Yeah.
Solid team. A lot of players that are susceptible to being tackled.
You can see we've taken a few injuries this season. Well, our blitzers are not as scary as they used to be.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
It happens. At least Jane of the Jungle's still alive, eh?
That's it.
I'm proud of you. You finally did it. Anyway, let's look at the Roman Rat. You did call it. He did get the Rat Ogre. He's down to 2 gutter runners though.
I'm sure he's going to buy another one before his next game though. He's got the money to do it. I can't think what else he's got both his Storm Vermin. Oh, he might replace that Storm Vermin. He's probably thinking about that. It's just the way the game goes, isn't it? You get 1-star Storm Vermin and the other one just keeps getting injured.
I mean, he's going to get someone needs to kill Angry Joe because he's going to get. He is very close. Yeah. Let's think. If he's playing a lower armor value team, he is a shoo-in to get Angry Joe to star player. But yeah. Any level ups? I've got to quickly check. Was there any level ups there?
Don't think so.
Actually, quite a few. Everyone down the bottom got a level up.
Oh, okay, yes.
Rat 12 got a level up. Rat 16 got a level up. And Rat 17 all got a level up. So guard, kick, and tackle. Logical choices. And Slippery Sally, who is dead now, also got a level up.
Yes.
Oh well, what a shame. A dead gutter runner. We're all going to weep for you.
That's right.
F's in the comments. F's in the comments for Slippery Sally. Yeah. We're going to go to the leaderboard now because we're done with the games themselves. And
the top 3 is secure.
Actually, before we go look at the league, we're going to look at the next week's schedule. The important games. The games we're going to take note are Snobby Snobs versus Flight the Lizards and Grab by the Goonies versus IDF. They're the important games. Every other position is pretty much secure. There might be a change at the top if Alistair can beat Phil and I beat Ken by a significant amount. But yeah, Snobbity Snob. Yeah, it's funny because the 4 people fighting for that one place are ill playing each other on the final day. It's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
If we look at the leaderboard, IDF are currently in pole position. They have, let's count the points, 9, that's 14 points. They check in the league, they have the best touchdown difference by 1. They are playing Grabbed by the Ghoulies, so on equal points, but of a much worse touchdown record. They have the worst touchdown record of the 4. They have -2 touchdown.
But that's about right though for a Chaos Dwarf team,
They're playing each other. So, if Daniel's in charge of his own destiny. If he wins by a lot, then Leon's got no chance. Leon is playing Snobbity Snobs. Just confirm that, yeah. Yeah, Leon's playing Snobbity Snobs. Now, if Leon wins the game by more than Daniel wins his game, Leon goes through because they have equal touchdown. If Leon scores scores one more touchdown than Daniel does, then they'll be on tied touchdown difference, and then it goes to the number of touchdowns. Leon has more. If the first game ends, if IDF versus Goodies ends a draw, Leon just has to win. Though it's if not, it's winner. If it's a draw between IDF and Grabbed by the Goodies, it's actually winner takes all between the Snobbity Snobs and IDF. So Snobbity Snobs need to win and hope that IDF versus Necromantic, IDF versus the Grabbed by the Goodies is a draw. That's their permutation for wins. Meanwhile, Liam needs to win and hope that Leon loses. So those are all what everyone needs to hope for and do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say my money's on the Lizards here because I reckon IDF versus Goodies is going to be a draw. And I reckon Leon's going to win his game. What do you reckon out of those four?
Yeah, I think the claw on IDF could mean he could win.
You say the Claw's going to win it for IDF?
I think it might do. I mean, the Ghoulies have 2 werewolves with claw as well, I guess. But yeah, he's got piling on in the minor. If he plays that right, he could do some serious damage to the Ghoulies.
If he doesn't, though, that's a dead minor.
That's right, you know. So I think a reasonable assessment. Although I think either of them could actually win it.
What a cop out.
That's right. Where's Flight Lizards, Snobbity Snobs? Yeah. Again, you know, it's all going to come down to if Chris can take advantage of the low amount of block on the team, the Sauruses. But yeah, I would give Leon the edge.
Another thing that's of note is that there's a clash at the bottom, I believe. Freddy's Nightmares play the Leviathans, which means the loser of that game will be the bottom of the league.
Okay, yeah, so there's lots to play for, guys.
So, who wants a wooden spoon for Christmas?
That's right.
Oh dear. But yeah, at the top, it's like at the top, we've already explained what's happening with that. But yeah, it's going to be a very exciting final week. Enough will bless everyone. We'll catch you in the playoffs, and we'll see you on the pitch.
That's right. Bye.